Queen here, Life After Money. Today I'm going to talk about how you can store small items in free containers. At the moment there's a lot of plastic boxes for sale in the shops. Everybody's bought a lot of stuff over Christmas and now they need somewhere to store it. But you can go into all the shops in town and there are masses and piles of plastic boxes for sale. You might need to buy one or two of them, but for smaller items you can find containers around the home to put your small items in. I've got a selection here of what I use for my storage. You might want to have a look and see if there's any useful information there that you can use yourself. So what do I store in the house? Well, a lot of crafting things for a start, and woodworking, outdoors, nails, screws, that kind of thing. All small items need somewhere to put them so you can find them again. And keep things tidy, hopefully. Right, here we go then. I'll rattle through it. You want a pen tidy? Use a tin can. A tin can covered in fabric with a little bit of embellishment on the front of it. Pens, brushes can go in there. Here's another one. Any old clothing you can use to make a little cover, a little sleeve, and to store your pens, brushes. Free tin. There was beans in it, but I ate the beans. Right, I'm going to have to lean over here because I've got a table in front of me. So, in my kitchen, I don't like big containers of tea, coffee. I don't drink tea actually, but coffee, sugar and powdered milk. I don't need a big container of that. So I've utilised these small jars which came with mayonnaise in, and they were 20p each from the cash and carry. So what I do now is I've used them for my coffee, sugar, milk, and they sit on my worktop, and that is enough for me. It doesn't take up as much space as the bigger containers. You can also use these to make tea light holders as well. So I've used some nail varnish there just to decorate the outside, and when you put a light in there it's very, very pretty. You've got paintbrushes to store, and well, I've got a mix here of paintbrushes and knitting needles. So what do I use? Milk cartons, right? This is a full one, and you can see that this is an empty one. Just cut the top off. I've had this one for years actually. I did stick a bit of fabric on there, but it hasn't stuck too well. But if you want to decorate it, you can do. Stick something on it, but it works really well sitting in the corner over there with my paintbrushes and knitting needles in. So, milk containers for that. What have I got in here? Cartons, sewing. I like to have a look at everything and see how much I've got in there, so I've used a box file, an old box file, and it's grey underneath, and I've just painted it. See, just painted it, and got all my cottons in there. You could decorate it with something else if you want to. You could do a collage, or you could use stencils and do a pattern on it, but you know, just a nice plain one is fine for me. So, chocolate boxes. Yeah, I think we've all had some of these type of chocolates before, haven't we? So they come in plastic boxes, and these have got sequins in, these have got beads in. I've got quite a lot of sequins and beads. So, plastic chocolate boxes. Now, quite a lot of beads I have, several tins. So any biscuit tins, save them. What have I got inside? Now, years ago, when I was young and foolish, I used to take vitamin supplements. Now I'm older and wiser, I don't take supplements. But anyway, I saved the little pots. And look what you can do with them. You can put them in a tin and separate your beads. So this is what I do here. If I can get it close to see. I don't want to tip them out. But there's different sizes, different shapes. Oops, I did tip some of them out. And also ice cube trays. I've got ice cube trays for beads, all sitting nicely in a tin. I'll be careful not to tip it up. Oh God, that could be a mess to clear up, couldn't it? So what's in this one? Another tin with beads in. So inside here are 2 trays. Now these were once had little cakes in, posh cakes. I went to a party and there was these very small posh cakes. I believe that they were from a very posh shop. And when it was over, I said, could I have these trays? And look how nicely they fit in that tin, a chocolate tin. So I'm always on the lookout for tins. Right, what else have we got? Another tin. Another tin. This tin, I've got 2 actually. Somebody threw it away into their metal recycling box, and I happened to walk by and I thought, that's nice, I want that. So I knocked on the door and said, could I have your tins please? And they said, yeah, take them. So anyway, so I've got a tin and it's got some more little pots in. Now these were, you know, the little drinks that you get, these sort of yogurty type. I don't think they do any good, but they're supposed to do you good. Supposed to do your gut good somehow. I don't know. But if I get these on a yellow sticker, I will have them. But normal price, I will not have them. So I've got lots of these little pots, you see, which are saved because they would come in useful, and they have come in useful. So another box with beads in, another tin, I should say. Tins are also very useful for outside in the shed. Nails. Oh, I've got lots of nails and screws. Yeah, for my DIY, my woodworking and my construction projects. So, got a tin of nails, all sizes. You can put nails in margarine tub. Handy. You can put little bits and bobs in extra light garlic and herbs cream cheese. It's got a plastic top so that you can see what's in it. Little bits and bobs from the shed. And I've got some curtain hanging widgets. And this is a box from a takeaway. Now again, when I was young and foolish, I did have takeaways. Now I don't have takeaways. But it's handy for storing things in, and it's got a lid. So I found this box. It's cardboard box. It's a very sturdy cardboard box. Did have tomatoes in at one point. It's got reinforced corners. I can lift it, take it around with me outside, and this has got screws and, oh, you know what I mean. It's got bits and bobs. There's a lock and there's a bit of a chain and there's some hooks, you know, all kinds. There's some screwdrivers in there, so bits of wood, things that I might need for DIY. And to separate them, what I've done as well is use the drinks cartons, but I've cut them down lower. So big nails, screws, big screws, little screws. So they're all in here. You see, I even marked the price of that. That was orange carton from Tesco, which was 55p. They've gone up a bit since. But yeah, so I've got all these items in these little containers, and I can cart that around with me. DIY outside. So what's next? Yeah, another tin here. Somebody gave me this biscuit tin, so it's found a use. I found a use for it. It's got my templates in it. When I cut out different shapes in fabric or anything, plastics, I've got all my shapes in here. Oops, my templates. So that's a storage place for that. I do try and keep things tidy. I say try and keep things tidy. Look at my embroidery threads, don't laugh. They need a tidy, don't they? But it's a flat box. I can actually see what I've got in there. I don't like too many things stored in drawers. You put them in a drawer and you forget they're there. So when I'm doing my crafts sitting here, I can get out the appropriate container with the appropriate materials that I'm working on. So this is embroidery thread in that box. I wanted somewhere to store magazines. I've got a year's supply of gardening magazines, and look how old they are. They are 10 years old. But I want to keep them because they're nice and colourful, and it's all about gardening, and I like gardening, but I've made the box to keep them in. And all you need really is a box, and cover it with pictures from old magazines, and I've used sticky back plastic to cover it over. So what's left? Jewellery. I haven't got much jewellery. I have nothing of value, and the jewellery I have is just ancient and cheap. But years and years and years ago I made this box, and it's a cornflake box. So I've cut it around the side, I've covered it in pretty grotty fabric, but it is quite old. It must be about 20-30 years old, this is. And I put the fur inside because I thought that's nice and soft for my very non-precious jewellery. So that sits upstairs, but it's not very attractive. I think it could do with refurbishing, but if I can get round to it. But anyway, there you are, you see. Look around your house for small containers that you've already got. You've no need to rush out to the shop and buy containers for small items. You know, these will do fine. Why do they have to look pretty, trendy, attractive? All you're doing is putting nails in and bits and bobs. Right, so that's about it I've got to show you for today. I like money saving in every aspect of my life. I don't buy anything unless I actually need it, right? I could get some really nice containers for all this and stack them up in nice neat piles, but I don't need it. This is doing me perfectly fine. This is the job for me. Make, do and mend. That's what I like. Make, do and mend. Make old things last, give them a new life. So, my tomato box will still be okay in about 10 years' time. My tins will last a lifetime. I will never have to replace them. There you are. So, are you going to have a go? Don't buy any more plastic containers, because there's too much plastic floating around in the world and it is destroying the planet. Please use something that you've already got in your house. Don't go to the shop and buy loads more plastic, because it is disaster for the planet. Okay, bye.